Action.
Hello, my name is Beth Webb, and today we're going to learn how to make a decorative Christmas stocking. And this is the demo one that I have made, a little decorative stocking. Nothing too fancy, not too hard. But in today's economy, it's really hard to find one-of-a-kind items, and we thought it would be really neat to try and make something like this. We're going to learn the basics of sewing and some of the knowledge that just how to work your sewing machine, how to cut fabric out, and that type of a thing. We're going to break down some more expensive projects that you may see out there and see that it's really, oh, that's just straight seams or just easy curves, and you know how to clip curves and those types of things. So we're going to start small with a stocking, and we're going to build on that knowledge, and you'll be surprised what you can do. Things that we need a sewing machine, which we all have. We've already picked out our fabric. We've got our trim and our lining, and of course thread to match everything, and of course we've got our patterns right here. Now, my mom sewed everything for us when we were growing up, and my mom did not make sewing very much fun. We had to make nightgowns in the summer, and we had to make bathrobes in the winter, and it was done by my mom's rules, and that wasn't much fun. But today, hopefully, we will attempt to make something a lot more enjoyable for all of us. And now I actually expanded my knowledge, of course, with the sewing that my mom did. I'm very appreciative and grateful that she taught me what she did. And from there, I've gone and made it into more of a cottage industry where I actually consider myself a professional seamstress. I get paid for my knowledge and getting to sew other things for other people. Now, let's get started. Very simple. We all have our patterns. And now these are from like 100 years ago. These are my mom's patterns. But I chose the stocking because very simple. We're getting into the holidays. And I chose, first off, was the simplicity pattern because I like Victorian things and I love the look of that Victorian stocking, a little different than what you buy in the store. And then this McCall's pattern I loved because it had a little different decorative trim on the outside. And then with this Butter It pattern, I loved how they did the different trims with the gold and the red. So I'm just going to use this for an idea, and the others we're actually going to cut them out as patterns. It's very simple. When you open up your pattern, every single one of them tells you, if you find which stocking you liked, it tells you down here exactly which pattern pieces you're going to need. So you open up your pattern and you find all the little, see they got numbers on them and tell me how many pieces you need. And then the other thing you have to pay attention to on the pattern pieces are these little arrows that you may see, like you see on this one here. That's the grain of the fabric, and we want to make sure that we follow that grain of the fabric because otherwise you'll have some pretty funky looking stuff if you're not careful. So we'll start with that, and from there, after we get everything cut out, the instructions are so simple. They don't call it simplicity for nothing because it's very easy to follow step by step, and they have some pictures if the words are a little confusing, and I'll be able to help you with that, of course. And it's very simple once we get everything cut out. Like I had chosen that extra pattern in there because I like this little extra decorative piece that they put on it. So this one here, when I went to sew my two pieces together, when I put my right sides of my fabric together, I actually put that little decorative piece in there because you want that decorative piece to be pretty, and you sewed it right inside the seam, so when you open it up and pressed it flat, there it was. We'll add all the extra trim and the pins and the buttons and all that to it later. One of the other things that I liked on the McCall's pattern was that they actually had on the Victorian look, it had the heel and the toe. So I thought, well, why not use the lining fabric and put a heel and a toe, and we'll put, before we actually finish it, we'll put the gold trim and all the little extras that we've gotten. We'll put that on there before it's finished. And we'll do that, and then when we get all that put on, we'll put the two right sides together. We'll sew all the way around this, but you leave the top open. And now you'll also cut a piece of your lining, and that's one big stocking instead of pieces. And of course I used a solid green because you want something to coordinate, because you're not necessarily going to see the inside, but you actually will see because we're not going to put anything in it. And you do the same thing that you did with stocking. You'll sew all the way around the edge, leaving the top open, and then we'll put them together and I'll show you how you sew around it and we flip it out. Now before we're done though, we want to be sure and put a loop on it because we want to be able to hang it on the mantle so that Santa can fill it with all those goodies and whatnot. Don't want to get forgotten and have it laying next to it where he doesn't see it. And then we're going to add the top, and we'll add any extra little finishing and some extra trims and that type of thing. I have extras if people didn't bring enough or if they get an idea of something that they want. And then this project, I feel, has shown that you can use your creative process. You're only limited by your imagination and what you're wanting to do. If we follow the instructions and we try not to get ahead and don't worry about the person sitting next to you and that they may be a little more at ease with the sewing machine and not have any troubles, we'll be able to finish this project probably this afternoon. We'll be able to get it done. I truly believe that sewing is a lost art and a creative process that you just don't find in today's world. I mean, when you go to Walmart, everything's made in China and it's all the same. And this gives you the opportunity where you may see something or you want something, you may see it in a magazine, you actually get to do it because you have thought of it yourself. And you actually, with a little bit of sewing knowledge that you have, you might be able to expand on that and grow from there. Now let's just start small with this little project today. We're only limited by how much time and patience we have. So let's go ahead and get out our patterns, and we'll pull out our fabric and let's get started.